Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we'll do a camera comparison of two smartphones below the 15K price segment. We have the Poco M2 Pro with the Redmi Note 9 Pro. Now these two devices are priced below the 15K price segment. The Poco M2 Pro has the exact same hardware as that of the Redmi Note 9 Pro. Now if you look at both the devices have the Snapdragon 720G octa-core processor and the same display, same design, except for minor changes. They are exactly the same in terms of the hardware. Now when it comes to camera, again both the devices have the same camera hardware. We have the 48 megapixel Samsung GW2 sensor, f-stop 1.8 aperture, then we have an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, 5 megapixel macro sensor, 2 megapixel depth sensor and a 16 megapixel selfie camera as well. Now the configuration is again same, all the features remain the same except for one aspect. There is a night mode for selfie camera on the Poco M2 Pro. So otherwise it's exactly the same. So since many of you have asked us whether there is any camera difference between these two devices, so here is the camera comparison of the Poco M2 Pro with the Redmi Note 9 Pro. So let's get started. So first let's have a look at the video quality. Here both the smartphones can record videos in 4K at 30 fps and 1080p at 30 and 60 fps, while EIS is limited to 1080p at 30 fps. Now you can see that the video quality is exactly the same on both the phones. The stabilization, the color reproduction, the sharpness levels, everything looks exactly the same. So in terms of video quality, there is literally no difference between the Poco M2 Pro and the Redmi Note 9 Pro. Now next let's have a look at the daylight captures. Here both the devices offer the Samsung's 48 megapixel GW2 sensor, and again the image processing looks exactly the same. Some of the images do have saturation issues, especially the greens. So both the devices offer the same saturation levels, the details, the sharpness levels. So literally again you can see that there is no difference between the Poco M2 Pro and the Redmi Note 9 Pro in terms of the daylight captures. Now looking at the ultra wide angle camera samples, both did quite average job, and again the image quality looks quite similar on both the phones. Now next is the close-up shots. Here again you could see that there is literally no difference between these two devices. Both are using the same camera and both have the 5 megapixel macro sensor. Again the processing looks exactly the same. Now in terms of macro sensor, both have this color reproduction issue, which is not really natural colors when it comes to macro. So this is clearly evident in the photo. So both the devices offer same imaging abilities even in the macro shots. Now looking at the portraits, here again you can see that literally no difference, exact same processing, exact edge detection, skin tones are also quite similar. So again no difference in terms of the processing. Now moving on to the low light experience. Now when we reviewed the Redmi Note 9 Pro, we mentioned that the low light experience was kind of average or strictly above average category, not the best. And the Poco M2 Pro also has the similar experience, not the best low light experience. You could see a noise in extreme low light captures. This was exhibited on both the devices, and both of them have the night mode, which slightly improves the overall imaging quality. So if you look at the overall low light experience, both are quite average, both need a bit more processing or other software fix to improve them in terms of the night performance. Now finally the selfie experience. Here again both the devices have 16 megapixel selfie camera, and you can see that the skin tones, the details, the sharpness levels are exactly the same. The only difference here is that Poco M2 Pro does have a night mode in the selfie camera, which isn't really that great, but if it still has a decent lighting, it produces some decent results. So that's the only difference. Otherwise the selfie camera is also exactly the same in terms of the overall quality offered. So this is the front facing camera sample taken with the Poco M2 Pro. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is, the stabilization and also the audio quality from the Poco M2 Pro. So this is the front facing camera sample taken with the Redmi Note 9 Pro, and you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is, the stabilization and the audio quality from the Redmi Note 9 Pro. So as you could see from the camera comparison, there is literally no difference between the Poco M2 Pro and the Redmi Note 9 Pro in terms of the camera performance. So it's exactly the same performance, even if it is video recording, daylight shots, portraits, macro shots, night mode, everything remains the same except for the, as I said before, the night mode in selfie camera, which isn't a really great thing, but still you do get that feature. So if you are looking for a camera smartphone, either of them would be good, because both of them have the same features and the same camera quality. So that is the camera comparison of the Poco M2 Pro with the Redmi Note 9 Pro. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the red subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.